Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Hold on. All right, we're going. We're live here. Welcome to the Steve Davis Show. We have a special guest today is Robert Costa, owner of Albuquerque Dragway, and thanks for coming on the Steve Davis Show.
Oh, my pleasure. It's love to be here, and we spend the hour talking about racing.
Well, I tell you, I'm excited. One, it's been something that I've really been looking forward to doing. It's something that I haven't really talked about. It's something that Proview has talked about it for the last 10 years, I guess, within existence. But it is exciting that you're on the show.
Well, thank you. So, yeah, with Albuquerque Dragway, we've been around for our 56th year this year, and one of the big things that we hear a lot is there's a drag strip in Albuquerque.
And where is it? That's the
question. And where is it? We've been in the same place, which is up in Mesa del Sol, just south of the airport. Been there for 55 years, and 56 years later, we still have the same exact dedication that they did 55 years ago when they built this place, which is to get kids of all ages off the streets and, give them a safe place to race.
Well, it's in the southeast, okay, and I think Josh got a little picture of it and kind of give you a little bit. It's actually pretty unique.
Yeah, it's it's a neat little facility. We've outlived the test of time being out there, and we have to, being in the desert, we have to deal with certain desert things. You have to deal with the sun beating down on things. You have to deal with the rain, the wind, and the sand. And those are all elements that most people don't think about, but it's it's an important part of making sure that we do our job right to keep all of our racers safe.
Well, I was going to say that's one thing, because you've had some incidents in the past. I mean, not there, but drag racing, it's the thrill of seeing it, but there's also that problem of catastrophe at the same time.
Yeah, I've never counted how many passes we make in a particular day or in a season, but it's thousands upon thousands. Throughout the 55 years of history, we have had some fatal accidents. Most of those fatal accidents are due to unsafe equipment, which is really on the driver's
That's what I'm going to say.
But every car that goes down the track, we give it a thorough inspection. We try to make sure that it has all the things that it's supposed to have. But unfortunately, sometimes accidents do happen, and people do get hurt. But it's so much safer than being out on the street. I just recently watched something on Facebook where some local people were out street racing, and ran into an accident, flipped the vehicle, and the guy's lucky he's alive.
Well,
So,
going back to in high school, I used to go to the drag races in Roswell, New Mexico.
Okay.
And I don't know if it still exists, the drag strip.
they have a track there, but it's in a different location than it was back then.
So, and you talk about safety. It was really interesting. You put your car, and everybody goes through pretty thoroughly. It was, even then, it was pretty amazing just to get on the track, and of course everybody thinks they can outsmart the other person, and they try to have, because they have different levels of racing with it. So it's pretty interesting to see how it really got to be very, I guess the word is safe. I mean, it was intense. It was really very intense.
Well, it is, and
competitive. I couldn't
yeah.
believe how competitive it is.
Well, not only is it competitive, but over the last, let's say, 50 years, cars have gotten a lot faster. You think back and you say, oh, and I'm use some of the cars that you probably grew up with, the '67 Mustang and the '69 Camaro and the Dodge Challenger and all those.
You're dating me right now.
Well, sorry about that. They're all great cars, but they all weren't really that fast. And now you have, I'm gonna say, everyday grocery getters that are considerably faster than what those hot rods, were then. And so there's a lot of things that we have to do to keep up with the times and make sure that things are safe. And
well, right now you're starting here this week.
yeah, we start up this weekend. We have our Yearwood Performance Street to Strip event on both Saturday and Sunday.
What time does it start?
Starts at 11, ends at 4. And for $25, you can come out and you can run your car, as many times as you can during the day, which is a whole lot cheaper and a whole lot safer than being out on the street, and doing racing, whether you're on a secluded road or not. There's problems of being on the street where there's no safety gear out there. There's no ambulance, there's no EMTs. And, when you're racing cars, no matter where it is, bad things do happen.
So can I have like a personal challenge of a friend of a friend?
Oh, absolutely. So our Street to Strip events are, I'm gonna call it a unorganized event where it's just a bunch of people out there making passes. There's no real organized competition. There's no brackets. There's nobody competing against each other. That we have other days for that. This is just 100 to 200 people coming out and making passes down the track. So
it's pretty, and then you get it. That's really that intrigues me because I know. I didn't know that. I mean, I really had no idea that you could actually challenge somebody and go out there and pay $25 and have bragging rights, and then everybody brings their friends
absolutely.
So basically, it's family orientated.
Oh, absolutely. So we all say that our racing community is one big race, one big family. But there's a bunch of small families that all go out there, whether it's them bringing their families out to race, or whether it's them bringing their families out to watch. We dedicate half of our track to what we call a tailgating area, where you can just bring your pickup truck or your car, back it right up to the fence, and just sit there and watch the event, from the back of your truck. And it's actually a great atmosphere.
It's a little tailgating.
Absolutely. And you just, you come out and you can spend the day with your family, whether it's, father and son, or whether it's, mom, dad, and the kids, or husband and wife. We kind of see it all. And we have regulars who come out, and I see them out there every single event, where they just, they love to come out and watch the cars race.
I haven't been there. Okay, I've heard about it, and so now I guess I'd like a personal invitation to come out and hang around and
absolutely.
And see
so
I guess to get the VIP treatment. To feel like I'm special out
there. I was gonna say, bring your car out, and we'll teach you.
Well, we won't do that.
We'll teach you how to race.
You know what? My days of racing are basically that's not deal, but just the excitement of it.
Yeah.
What I found out, in my experience with racing is really is being in the pit and talking with the mechanics and talking about all talking with the strategy and watching the lights and
Right.
I mean there's a little art in itself with that.
Yeah. Well, something that's unique to drag racing is, and NHRA came up with this motto years ago. They said that every ticket is a pit pass. Okay? Where you go to the oval tracks or the road racing tracks, and you don't get to walk through the pits. They sell you a spot on the, in the seats, and that is your experience. That's all you get to see. So when you go to NASCAR, and there's 30 or 40,000 other people, all you get to see are cars going around the racetrack. Well, with drag racing, you get to walk right up to the cars. You get to be almost close enough to touch them, and you can definitely get the experience of hearing the rumble of the engines and how it vibrates through your body, and you get to meet the drivers and the crews and everything
That's the
else.
biggest thing you get,
So-
and the people, the drivers are very, they really enjoy talking to the public.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you can get an autograph. They just feel like this is a big time for them too.
So even when you go to the big national events and you get to see John Force or Antron Brown or any of the big name drivers, they all started at small little local tracks. Okay? And that's really where their heart is. They might be doing this for a living and they might have big corporate sponsors, but they know where they started. And it's kind of like going back to watch Little League as compared to watching Major League Baseball.
Well, Robert, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week, come back and talk more about Albuquerque Dragway.
All right.
Jelante Gray going to go off the window.
What a shot.
That's a great inlet pass right before the buzzer. Six to go in the quarter. Ferguson splits a double. It's going to go all the way high window. The tip. Are they going to count it? Yes, they do. Side is Madrid. Hickory dickory block. By Munn. And what a play by Here's Patterson. Put it down on the one hand.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every Proview Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProviewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best. Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We've got Robert Costa, owner of Albuquerque Dragway. A little better intro than the first one there, a little more excitement, a little more thing. But again, thanks for coming in and talking about Albuquerque Dragway.
My pleasure. You know, practice makes perfect, you know. So maybe on the next segment, you know, we'll...
Hey, I might have it down. I might get it down pretty well. So, hey, let's look at your, you know, I'm very impressed. We have your calendar of all the events, and this is almost year round. If you really look at this, just kind of take me through it.
Yeah, we start up the 2nd of March, and we run all the way to the 10th of November. And we have, I believe it's 52 events this year. Pretty much run almost every weekend. We have something going on, whether it's our Yearwood Performance Street to Strip events, to specialty events like the Southwest Truck Fest or the All Out Call Out, which is a big street racing event. And then on the holiday weekends, we have some really great shows where we bring in some headliners like the Real Outlaw Door Slammers or the Western Fuel Altereds, and then we bring in some jet cars as well. So, and then probably the big fan favorite, which will be Labor Day weekend. We have the New Mexico Nitro Funny Car Championships, where we have some nostalgia Nitro Funny cars coming out as well.
How do you get tickets? I mean, how do you
So,
find them?
so most of the events, you just come right up to the gate. You can pay in cash or in credit at the gate. We do have 2 events that we only pre-sell tickets. We don't sell any tickets at the gate, and that's for our 2 all-out call-outs. And those they can buy online.
So what's your total ability to, how many people can you put in the stands?
We put about 3,500 people, you know, into the stands on our sellout weekends, and it's a great, you know, great atmosphere. Again, we have grandstands where you can sit and you can watch, or we have a tailgating area over on the south side where you can just pull up your truck and you know, watch the races from the back of your pickup.
So basically, it's just an all-day event, and you can just really enjoy the whole day.
It is. Probably our longest events are about 12 hours from start to finish. But when we do our big shows, we try to condense our shows into about a 4-hour time period, where, you know, just the fast cars will run for that 4 hour with a little bit of filler in between.
Hey, Josh, throw up some of the cars that was pretty intriguing. Sure. You threw them up this morning, and it's pretty neat. If you might go through what class these cars are, and
sure. So this happens to be one of my older cars. This is a 41 Willys. Had a big cubic inch nitrous engine in it, and had a lot of fun driving that car. So this is my current car, which is a 70 Duster. This happened to be a race in Ennis, Texas last year, but that car right there has a 959 cubic inch motor with 4 stages of nitrous. So, and that was a little mishap from a number of years ago.
So this is not part of the car. This is kind of a mishap, you said, right here.
Yeah, it's you know, things don't always go as planned. So.
My question here is, how much money is in one of those cars, a minimum?
It kind of depends on the level. You know, we have people who bring their everyday street car, their grocery getter. So, you know, you can have a minimal amount of money into it. When you get up into the higher levels there, you know, you can have a couple $100,000 into them. So.
Just for a little fun drive?
Just to have fun 6 seconds at a time. So
it's pretty competitive, is what I'm saying. People really take pride in
what they're doing. Absolutely. You know, we have everything from our junior dragsters, which are
That's a good point. So you actually bring younger people in.
Oh, absolutely. So they can start competing at, I believe, 6 years old now. You know, kind of like in the go-kart world. These are go-kart motors that are in small dragster chassis. And I want to say that our junior dragster competitors are probably more competitive than most of our classes, where they really get focused and they're really on top of things. You know, and it's a great family deal because in some of the cases you have grandfather who taught son how to drive, and now the son is teaching his child to drive. So.
You know, kind of go through, you know, I got some notes here, and that's scary, but we've got what's super comp, what distinguishes the classes of the cars?
So a lot of it is based upon the equipment of the car and or the time of the car. So our sportsman class is primarily made up of street cars. But you can only go so quick. You can only be an 11-second or slower car. And then we have our pro class, which is a little bit more advanced of a race car, uses something called a transmission brake, which is kind of like a clutch, where it allows you to rev up the motor and then leave at a higher RPM, and then the tires hook and the car goes. But you can only go as slow as 1450 and as quick as 7 seconds. And then we have our Super Pro class, which is our one of our premier classes. Again, 7 seconds, but you can only go 1250, and you're allowed certain electronics in the car that you're not allowed in other classes. And then probably our big premier class, which there's less of them, called the Real Outlaw Door Slammers, which is, it can't be a dragster, it has to have working doors, but they have big cubic inch nitrous motors or turbo motors or supercharged motors, and these things are making probably about 2,000 to 4,000 horsepower. So
Very impressive. I mean, you go out, so you're going to be entertained when you get out there.
Oh, absolutely. And then probably the coolest thing that we run all year is there's a couple of times where we run jet dragsters. And it is literally what it sounds like. It is strapping a jet engine onto a chassis and then going down the track. So,
well, Robert, we're going to come back and talk more about Albuquerque Dragway.
all right.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We got Robert Costa, owner of Albuquerque Dragway, and getting better at this. So, yeah, thanks. making me feel comfortable. Unbelievable. I mean, here I've been in Albuquerque for almost I'm not even going to go there. Okay, I won't go there. But,
A while. Let's just say a while.
A while. There you go. And I hear about it. I've had friends. And I really want to talk just a little bit about, Lauren Jones. I know that he's a part owner with you, and I actually built his house, and even to this day, even though I did that, he always wanted me to come out and see the drag strip and see the excitement and see the passion with it.
Yeah, Lauren was a very good friend of mine, and as you said, he was one of the owners of the track. In the 55 years, there's actually not been that many owners. We were about the fourth ownership group, who was involved in there. He was a great guy. He was a great salesman and a great asset to racing. Unfortunately, he passed away almost 6 years ago.
In a tragic accident. Were you there? But did you see that happen?
I was there. I didn't see it because I was strapped into a car to race a few pairs behind him. But I was very familiar with the car when he was building it, unfortunately, bad things can happen in race cars, and as a driver, we try to do everything we can to take away that risk, and sometimes it just happens.
Well, Lauren is had a following, and that's where I'm going with this. Is every driver that goes out there, they are very proud of getting that opportunity to be in a race.
Yeah. So. Every one of our racers has a small following, whether it's just their family or people who come out and they really like their car, or because they drive a 55 Chevy or a 69 Camaro or whatever it happens to be. But yeah, it really is a nice community out there. As we said, kind of the whole racing community is a family in itself.
Weather, what kind of effect does weather have with it? I mean, this weekend looks like you're gonna have a good weekend.
So. No, it looks great this weekend.
Does that affect the crowd a lot of times?
Oh, absolutely. Probably the worst thing that happens to us is the threat of weather. Not so much weather itself, but when it looks like it's gonna rain, we have a lot of people who don't come out. And probably the best thing that they can do if they have Facebook, that's the easiest thing for us to update. We will tell people when we've been weathered out, or we will let people know, hey, it looks like it's raining all over town, but it's not. And so we're still racing.
Well, give us the location, because it's always southeast.
So we're up in Mesa del Sol, and if you take Broadway south of Rio Bravo, we're basically at the top of Montesa Park, if everyone knows where the motorcycles ride over in Montesa Park. So we're kind of catty corner from the pavilion where they have the concerts, but you have to go the old way, which is down Broadway, in order to get to us.
If I'm correct, is that about 12, 15 minutes from the free?
From here in downtown, it's probably about 15 minutes to get there.
And I just drove there. I just found my truck. I'm not going to put my truck in. I guess I take that back. A friend of mine found the truck. We were on and we didn't see the drag race.
Right.
Is there a sign?
Oh yeah, there's lots of signs. Basically once you come across the freeway on Bobby Foster, there's a big sign that says turn left. And at every juncture in the road, there'll be a sign that tells you where to turn.
And so most of your ticket sales are walk up, more word of mouth. I mean.
Yeah, well, we do advertising throughout the year. We advertise on radio, on TV, and print to let people know about big events that are coming up. There's a lot of information today on Facebook, where go like our Facebook page, and we'll tell you when events are coming up.
It's amazing how that social media is taken over, and you have basically Facebook is friends talking about their experience, and
absolutely,
and it goes viral. It's amazing.
Absolutely, my Facebook feed is full of racers from across the nation in all sorts of different categories, and it's a great way to get information. Also, our website, we have lots of lots of information about what the ticket prices are, when the gates open, when things are going on. And then you can also pick up one of our schedules here at most of the automotive places around town.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going quickly. You start this weekend. I mean, this is starting the new season.
Yeah, the off season wasn't long enough. We have lots of improvements. For those people who have been out there, we're upgrading a lot of our lighting to LED lighting. We've done upgrades to our grandstands and our PA system and things like that, trying to make everybody have a better experience when they come out.
And again, what's the price of admittance?
For spectators, it starts at $10 and goes up to $20. It depends on the event.
And then $25 to get your car in.
$25 to get.
Because it's better just to go race your car.
Absolutely. Bring your car out for $25 and make as many passes as you can in a day.
Can you have passengers in there?
Only to a certain time. It's a safety requirement where we only allow slower street cars to have passengers.
Well, I tell you, this is, you got me excited.
Well,
I'm
going to tell you, we're going to get you out on the racetrack this year, and we'll teach you how to drag race.
Well, Robert, hey, thanks for coming on the Steve Davis Show, and I
thanks,
appreciate
Steve.
all your knowledge.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.